Welcome back to Lost Odyssey. Alright, time to finish this dungeon.
And hopefully meet this, well, supposedly not so bad sorceress as the townspeople described her.
Here, on the other side of this door.
So let's just go blindly running through it.
I feel it too. Come on.
Alright.
Ah. Hello there.
I have a favor to ask of you.
Oh, sir.
What?
So.
Are you okay, ma'am?
What the? Magic energy.
He's freaking.
It's overflowing. What kind of
That line
magic
read,
energy is this?
magic energy.
You mean you don't know? Oh, here it comes!
Some sound filled.
What's she doing? She's attacking herself.
Looks like she's hurting herself in confusion.
Basically, yeah.
I just want to feel something,
Why is she doing this?
even if it's pain.
Crazy, that's why. Hey, if she wants to rest, let her.
No. She'll die if she continues. If she dies, who will break the seal in the Black Cave?
Oh, right, yeah, good point.
Stop her!
Oh, me? How about that?
You heard me!
No, I didn't.
You heard me? No, I didn't.
But to be fair, I can't. But to be fair, it is a bit hard to hear over there. Ah!
Maybe that's why the actor improvised that. He probably heard that. He probably got told by the director. The witch is going to be screaming. Forgot the entire bit here. And I guess the actor decided to just throw that zinger in there right at the last minute.
Also interesting enough, Java, we transition from that, film in the cutscene into the actual Babu film for this.
Neat.
Alright, so she has 4 orbs, which look very
The body
suspiciously,
of faith.
which looks very suspiciously like the 4 orbs in Final Fantasy 1, but whatever.
You can take the Sakaguchi out of Final Fantasy, but you can't take the Final Fantasy out of Sakaguchi.
I guess so.
Well, Spirits Within did that.
True, yeah. Although, like Trill said in the previous part, it's very possible that whatever his original idea for that movie was got diluted when it was handed to the Western people.
Yeah, not just that, also the fact that, the project requires so much money, and with animation that they had, they most likely could not realize everything that, they were planning.
I would agree with that, but we have seen Sakaguchi mess up his own stuff too, so...
True, but there's a difference between bad writing and lack of content.
I think the thing is, we don't have enough evidence to suggest that his vision was heavily marred. Like, as far as I know, Sakaguchi has not given off any air of, oh, they messed with my vision, and it's been long enough, but I think if he wanted to, he could possibly come through with a reveal on that.
Maybe he just doesn't bother to, wanting to start a conflict on the matter. It's entirely possible.
Again, it's possible. We could also be, like, just fury diving with that as well, as far as we know.
I mean, it doesn't even help that the actual created writer of the movie, as I mentioned, back then had almost no experience whatsoever with products, and the ones that he did afterward were not particularly excelling. Anyway, after dealing with the body of thought.
Oh, I know this fairy tale. It turns out the old sorceress is actually a beautiful enchantress in disguise.
And it was on Christmas night, nonetheless, yes.
And there you go. Turns out the witch was Sarah.
Sarah!
This is Sarah.
Sarah!
Grandma? Our grandma?
Yes, your grandma tried to kill you. And herself.
We're about to
It was
explain.
weird.
Sarah.
No!
Well,
Sarah! Sarah, it's me, Kaim! Don't you remember?
I couldn't save her. I did.
Sarah!
Oh boy. So yeah, much like Kaim, Sarah is still consumed by the trauma of Liram's death, because
Although since she's a mage, her powers can manifest in pretty devastating ways.
Barrier around herself. We need to do much more to save her.
What do I do? How do
Give
I
her
save
some therapy.
so basically this is this is the song that Liram used to sing to them that they're going to sing right now. Hold on.
Oh, she's getting ugly. Oh.
Sarah, no!
Chance said.
There you go.
No, listen, Grandma.
take your meds.
As they're about to explain, this is the song that their mother used to sing to them, which is
It's
about
passed down probably by
From-
her mother.
exactly, yeah.
Sing a lullaby.
Well, Dwebs, that's
I
the
mean,
idea.
might as well try.
That's the idea. This lullaby that Sarah used to sing to Liram, of course, was going to possibly trigger something in her. Hopefully.
Just hope it's not. Just hope it's not the song that makes it worse.
You know, immortal beings, supposedly the ultimate life forms, but they still need glasses occasionally.
But there will come a day that our light will shine.
I used to sing that to my daughter before she died. Before I killed her. No.
Well, that's basically the reason why she's gone nuts, so Dwebs, so yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe you better hope this works because it could so easily cause it a relapse.
Well, that's the best idea we've got. We're not exactly psychologists here.
Got a Death Star. No, we don't.
I know it, I feel it. You're heading straight home back to me. No. I know it, I feel it. You're heading straight home back to me. Now.
Sarah! Sarah, it's me, Kaim. Wake up.
Kaim.
Yes, it's me.
I think she's going to be all right now.
Don't jinx it.
I don't sense any pain or fear in her magic energy.
Remember, Ming has the ability to see how people are feeling according to their magic energy.
I loved you once. And I still love you.
You remember?
No. My memories are gone. But you, I know you're my husband. I know what we left behind in this house. A journal I kept. I know you are kind.
So yeah, she actually kept records, which helped her keep remembering things, unlike the other immortals.
I've been waiting for you. That wasn't in Gongora's plans.
What was it?
Record keeping. Even though Gongora erased her memory, Sarah was driven back here by the longing in her heart and returned to her home. The home spirit called to her.
I could live here.
The journals she left behind provided a record of
Okay.
1,000 years of living.
Thank you, Jansen. Your color commentary is absolutely welcome, I'm sure.
I get the feeling somebody tricked him into thinking he was doing a Mystery Science Theater commentary of this.
Yeah, maybe. Did they call Mike? Hey, Michael, guess what? We're reviving MST3K.
My heart.
This time for real, Caesar.
I had no memory.
Yeah.
Totally.
Just who it was.
How many times has that thing supposedly come back only to sadly go back under?
Well, is Rift Track still going? Because that was their new.
Well, yeah, but it counts as a different show. Also, I don't remember if we actually already asked who voices Sarah.
I don't know. Please check if you don't mind.
I shall check.
Urim is no longer with us.
Can my guest?
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
She was our mother.
But hey, you've won 2 grandchildren, Sarah.
Was always singing us that lullaby. And so we sang it for you, Grandma.
Still a better product where the lullaby was the key to solve the situation than recent ones.
I'm Mac.
It's an interesting niche, isn't it?
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so your grandmother may have started off attacking you, but hey, overall, not the worst family reunion I've seen in a...
My journal kept me living.
I almost said square. In a Sakaguchi game.
Like I said, it's relatively unique this in how they handle things. The idea of you control the family with this particular type of
Well,
relationship.
to be fair, I'm not a specialist on the matter, of course, but at the same time, isn't it actually a thing where, hearing certain things that are very dear to you may trigger memories or some reaction from people who have some kind of...
No, it is possible. It's called, it has a specific name,
Oh, so cameras are a thing in this world. Good to know. Dude!
Yeah, shut up.
That's your... Dude, that is literally your friend's wife.
To quote the other character you voiced, just a different product, shut up!
But, yeah,
And a different voice actor, but still.
The ironic thing is that this is the case where the grandparents look and function young enough that
Like
they
you
could
said,
probably act as those kids as parents.
Like I said,
Weird
I
as that
get
may be.
the idea, Sakaguchi and other people involved in the project had the idea of, people immortal and wanted to actually take an exploitation to that kind of concept, taking advantage to see a scenario that normally isn't really used that much. And trust me, we're technically not done with this kind of mechanic. You'll see later.
Remember, Pixar's... I'll wait till this is over.
We'd like you to unseal the Black Cave.
Please.
That seal was set to prevent an invasion by Gotsa, so that Tosca wouldn't be caught up in a war.
About that.
Just, your head was screwed on wrong, man.
Even with your memory gone, you acted to protect others.
The longer we leave Gongora to his own devices, the more children like ours will come to harm. Help us, Sarah.
You're our only hope.
Come.
So Sarah was the one who put up the barrier in the cave, so she's gonna dispel it for us, and she's joining our party. Yes, we have gotten all the 4 immortals. There you go, the entire party is now reunited. This is our final party. The 4 immortals plus Cook and Mac.
Although, what if this is part of Gungora's
There's going to be more guest characters later on, but when it comes to the main permanent party, this is our final party, complete party. Like it's kind of like how in Final Fantasy IX, Blanc and Marcus are guest characters. You know what I mean, right? So
again, would be awkward if opening the barrier is part of Gungora's plan, but I digress.
I doubt it. I mean, right? His major plan, from what we've seen so far, is to take over Ura, and I don't see how.
He looks the kind of guy that will have like a gajillion gambits, piled one over another.
I guess.
Well, to be fair, that was more like Nene in Blue Dragon. So that.
All right.
I could see him having.
Sure, everyone likes the idea of peace, but I'm sick of the same boring routine day after day. I gotta get out of this village.
Be careful what you wish for.
Seems to be a recurring theme.
Not this again.
Not this shit again.
And this causes Kaim to have a flashback. All right.
It's the story of the man who wanted excitement, but got more than he bargained for.
Clearly. Alright, so this dream is called So Long, Friend. Even when he is trying to look detached, his true feelings show through. He is timid, cowardly, and gentle. He might try his best to put on a threatening expression, but the smile that comes afterward is indescribably sweet and almost worshipful. And who is this person we're talking about?
You, the player.
This is why Kaim is always telling him to forget it.
Forget it.
Sorry. This happens to when they are perched on bar stools or earning a day's pay in the quarry, or walking through the marketplace, or standing on the stone-paved roadway. Jova.
But why, big brother?
Tobal says with a pout. He always calls Kaim Big Brother.
Big brother!
Yeah, and though Kaim has never asked for his companionship, he takes every opportunity to follow him around. He is worshipful in this sense.
My big brother is my messiah. Please, take me with you. Big brother Kaim, when you leave this town...
He begs like a child, even though he is old enough to have a regular job. There you go, Jova. Ginger
Sailing over the ocean, crossing continents. I already got that idea, yeah. Traveling anywhere you like. My heart starts pounding when I imagine that kind of freedom.
He says, his eyes shining like a child's.
After clearing
I've
his throat.
always wanted to meet a traveler like you, big brother. Take me with you, please. I can't stand the sick town anymore now that the helium is worn off from my voice.
He would grab Kaim's hand and cling to it like a little boy, and often he would look around at the people on the street and the crowds of the tavern, openly making boyish faces at them to show Kaim his disgust.
Disney princess got it.
Yeah, basically.
No one flips like Kaim.
There must be more than this provincial life.
Yeah, basically.
You come from another town, so you know what I'm talking about. The only thing this place has is its history. Sure, it's old, but it's half dead. Look at these people's faces. None of them has any spark. All they want to do is get through one ordinary day after another without any problems. It's the worst place in the world. If I have to stay cooped up here much longer, I'm going to have moss growing on me.
No spark? Kaim doesn't see it that way. People here behave with the refinement and mild manner appropriate to a historic city known as the Ancient Capital. Okay? They simply have no taste for the kind of ambitions that go with high hopes or danger. I wasn't aware that the Ancient/Cetra were a part of this. Having never set foot outside this place where he was born and raised, Tobal knows nothing about other towns. Kaim knows all too much about them. There are those that used to be the left and right banks of a single town, separated only by a river, by which now clash in hatred and intense and ongoing war. Towns in the grip of famine, where the residents snatch food from one another. Economically flourishing towns, rampant with crime driven by greed. Towns of rotting houses abandoned by their people in search of wealth and prosperity. While just over the hill, there sparkle boom towns, where the people celebrate their riches all night long.
But enough about the plot of The Stand from Stephen King.
On his endless journey, Kaim has seen towns without number. And he not only thinks to himself, but says to Tobal,
This is a good town.
but praise is the last thing Tobal wants to hear about his hometown.
You must be joking.
He says.
Not at all.
Says Kaim.
This really is a good town.
I'm telling you, that can't be true.
No place is perfect, of course.
I'm not talking about perfection. You've only been here 6 months or so. You don't know. I've been stuck in this hick town since the day I was born. You don't know how I feel. I'm bored out of my mind. I'm sick of the place. I can't stand it anymore.
Kaim is not unaware of what Tobal is trying to tell him. Still, but no, Kaim shakes his head and gives Tobal a sour smile.
You know,
He says,
there are some people in this world who will give anything to get a taste of what it's like to have enough peaceful days to make you bored.
Well, that may be so.
I think you were lucky to have been born in a town like this, where the people are so happy.
Especially compared to a lot of other towns Kaim's visited.
yep. When you sleep in an inn in this town, you don't have to keep you cocked all night for threatening sounds in the hallway. Young women can walk the streets at night without a dagger for protection. The children have plenty of plain but nourishing food, and they can play outdoors till the sun goes down. Life on the road teaches you these things. The more towns you see, the more deeply the lesson leaves its mark on you. The kinds of things that Tobal takes for granted are in fact the indispensable keys to happiness.
So it's a place where are no murder, thefts, or traffic accidents. Got it.
It's a small village where everybody knows each other, that kind of stuff.
Remember,
basically.
guys, it's literally named Ancient Capital. I'm not so sure, big brother. Isn't happiness making your dreams come true? If all you need to do is go on living in peace and security, what's the point of living at all?
Tobal is not just being perverse and arguing for the sake of arguing. Eyes locked on Kaim's, he is asking these questions in all seriousness and sincerity. Kaim recognizes that Tobal is an absolutely straightforward fellow, and that precisely because he had a comfortable, untroubled upbringing, he has come to feel constrained in the town where he was born. The irony of it calls forth a twinge of pain in Kaim's breast. This in turn provokes him to challenge Tobal.
So tell me, what is your dream?
My dream? That's
To own an ice cream
obvious,
factory.
isn't it? To get the hell out of this place as soon as possible.
And go where?
Anywhere. Anywhere but here.
And what will you do when you get there?
I don't know.
What if you end up someplace that's not at all what you're expecting?
I said I don't know, didn't I? Stop being so hard on me, big brother.
I'm not being hard on you. These are things you have to think
He
about.
Yeah, Tobal didn't think this shit through. Though he stalks away in anger, Tobal will be back in the morning, as worshipful as ever of his big brother. He has the simple, carefree personality of a child. Yeah, like I said, Tobal clearly didn't think this through. Tobal has a wife, the young, still girlish Angela, whom he has known since childhood. Angela carries within her the crystallization of their love. Tobal will soon become a father. Tobal's parents, relatives, and friends shower their blessings upon the young couple who will soon be young parents. But Tobal says to Kaim,
Don't want this.
glowering, he spits the words out as the two sit at the far end of the tavern's bar.
Boy, don't you dare run out on that child.
Well, let's see.
You know, his wife. Don't
And
want to be a
the
father.
wife.
Kaim asks, which only increases the bitterness of Tobal's expression. Tobal nods, as if to negate this answer. He mutters,
No, I'm glad enough to have a kid. How can I not be happy about that? But I don't know. I just don't want this.
He can't quite put it into words, he says. He cocks his head a few times as if to explain himself, and then he swigs down his liquor.
You don't have a family, do you, big brother?
No, I don't.
What does it feel like to be all alone in the world?
Kaim's only answer is a strained smile. Tobal interprets Kaim's expression in silence to suit himself.
You're absolutely free, right? Of course you are. No load to bear, no leg irons, no ball and chain.
You
Yeah.
think kids are leg irons?
No, in a word, yes. To tell the truth, Angela is too. And my parents. When they get old, there'll be another burden, working every day for Angela and the kid, raising the kid, taking care of my old parents, and my life ends. That's what the birth of a child is. It's like a life sentence. You're stuck.
Kaim does not nod in agreement with this. Neither does he try to argue against it. Tobal interprets this silence too, as he sees fit.
I know what you're thinking.
He frowns.
Shut up,
Shut-
kid. You don't. Oh, sorry, no, that's him interpreting.
Go
Sorry.
ahead, sorry.
Shut up, kid. You don't know what you're talking about.
Kaim says nothing. Tobal, uncomfortable, looks away.
I'm glad.
He says, more to himself than to Kaim.
I'm glad to have a kid with Angela. I'm going to do everything I can for them. It's true. I wouldn't lie to you. You have to believe me, big brother. I really am happy, and I know I'm going to have to work hard.
So, Kaim says, I know.
I'm happy, but at the same time, I don't want it. It's not that I'm embarrassed about it or anything. It's just, I don't know. I want to give up this whole business and run away somewhere, far away.
So now the truth comes out.
Kaim says with a laugh.
What do you mean?
You just said that you want to run away, not travel.
This is probably Tobal's true feeling. to which he gives grudging assent.
I suppose so. How else can I put it?
Kaim almost wishes he had been a little tougher on Tobal. How would Tobal answer if he said, for example,
You know, Tobal, you started talking about traveling with me on the time Angela's belly started to swell.
what would the look on Tobal's face be like if he asked?
If a family is like Aaron's, why did you even propose to Angela?
Good point. How would Tobal shift his gaze if he confronted him with,
You know, Tobal, if you want to get out of this town so badly, you don't have to travel with me. Just take off by yourself.
Yep,
Yeah.
Kaim has a point.
Like, you're shaping up to be a deadbeat, unfortunately.
But
Chose
Kaim,
the worst time.
but Kaim doesn't have the meanness to ask such questions, nor is he given to meddling in people's private affairs. Instead, he drains up his cup of its last few drops and says only,
Let's get out of here.
well, let's see how this ends first.
And Tobal, he probably just meant the tavern, not the city.
Even after they have left the tavern, Tobal goes on about the stupidity of living the rest of his life in this town. The broad night sky is clear, the moon is out, and perfectly round.
Please, but Tobal was a werewolf.
That would be something. I'm asking you again, big brother. When you leave this town, just say the word to me. Wouldn't it be better for you two to have a traveling companion?
Tobal is starting to go in circles again when Kaim interrupts him.
Didn't you want to get out there all by yourself? Traveling with a companion is not exactly a solo trip.
No, well, you see, you're right. I just go part way with you. You can let me tag along a little while, and then I'll take off on my own.
Right.
You just slow me down.
I know that. I know that. Traveling is hard. Sure, and my life might even be in danger sometimes. I know that, but that's what makes it so thrilling.
Risking your life is no game.
Look, if I turn out to be a drag on you, you can just leave me behind. That's it. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, look, I'm ready to leave my parents and my wife and kid behind.
This is never going to end. Kaim nods and with a sigh he says,
Alright.
You'll take me with you?
Tobal's face lights up.
Literally going out for milk.
Punch him in the face. I've been in this town too long.
Says Kaim.
It's about time for me to get out there walking with the wind in my face.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Walk with the wind in your face. Life on the road. When do we leave? It's getting pretty late in the year. You don't want to be on the road in the winter, do you? Say, how about after the snow in the pass is melted?
Okay. Let's see. Kaim points to the moon, hanging in the night sky.
Huh?
Tobal seems puzzled as he looks up.
The
Okay.
night of this moon is perfectly round again after it's waned and waxed.
Meaning?
Exactly 1 month from tonight.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Tobal's face starts to move as if he wants to say something. He probably wants to say, that's too soon.
That's too soon.
Sorry. His face betrays a look of hesitation and confusion that was absent when he engaged in the usual endless chatter.
Month from now? That's the middle of the winter, big brother.
I know that.
Won't it be hard getting through the pass?
You don't want to go?
No, that's not it.
If you don't like it, you don't have to come with me. I'm leaving the night of the next full moon. That's all there is to it.
Okay then, big brother. I'll go.
The night of the next full moon, Angela would be having her baby right about then.
Wow.
So, ultimate test.
Yeah.
The month slips by. Toward the beginning, Tobal is excited, and whenever they meet, he reminds Kaim.
Don't forget your promise, big brother.
After the waning moon, he does disappear from the sky, however. He begins to grow more reserved.
Special case by the painting. Moon has disappeared.
The vanished moon reappears in the sky, and as it waxes little by little, Tobal stops trailing after Kaim. Sometimes he goes so far as to slip away through the crowd when he sees Kaim approaching in the marketplace. Kaim notices Tobal's change in attitude. It is something he expected to happen and was even counting on.
Starting to have a change of heart, Tobal?
Hands upon her swollen belly, Angela wears a smile of deep serenity as she shops at the market. Not just Tobal, but everyone who encountered that smile of hers must surely come to realize this. The dreams of the young, to be sure, involve doing what you want to do, but that is not the only kind of dream there is. When people grow up, they see that there is another kind of dream, and that is to wish for the smile of the one you love and who loves you in return. To long for it always and forever. That is another kind of dream that people come to understand when they grow up. And that's the dream that keeps getting taken away from Kaim over and over and over. But now that he's found Sarah, hopefully he can have this dream again.
He has Sarah, he has his grandkids, technically.
Well, the grandkids...
the household family life.
He has Sarah, but the grandkids will eventually die as well.
Agent die.
The moon
Well,
is
at
full
least
again.
this time they won't have to... I'm pretty sure not having to see them, jump off a cliff and
Yeah,
die
obviously.
will be a net positive over what happened with their daughter.
So the moon is full again. Tobal comes running out, out of breath. The empty room where Kaim has completed his preparations to travel. Tobal is carrying nothing. He has not even changed out of his everyday clothing.
Big brother, I'm so sorry.
He pants, gasping for breath. He ducks his head repeatedly before Kaim an apology.
Change your mind.
Kaim asks, trying not to smile.
No, not at all. I'm going to go. I'm planning to go with you, big brother. Only...
Angela went into labor as the sun was going down, he says. They call the town's most skilled and experienced midwife, but Tobal still hasn't heard the baby cry. The birth is taking much longer than it should.
Dude, dick move to really run out on her now. Angela's giving it everything she's got. My mother and father are praying for all they're worth, so at least until the baby's safely born, I want to stay with Angela. She says it calms her down to hold my hand, so, well, I really can't leave her now.
Kaim nods to him with full understanding.
So please, big brother, wait just a little longer. As soon as I've seen the baby born, I'll leave home. I swear, I'll definitely go, so just a little longer.
Theo?
Please.
I'll wait until the full moon is directly over the night sky.
Okay.
Don't worry, it won't take that long. You'll just have to wait a little while, just a very short while.
No hurry, but on the other hand, they want... No.
Sorry.
He wants them to promise him one thing.
When the baby is born, I want you to hold it up in your arms. Don't come back here until you hold the baby. Understood?
Tobal looks at him with a puzzled expression, but he nods in agreement and says,
Understood, I will do exactly that, big brother. Be sure to wait for me.
Tobal charges out of the room with even greater force than he came in. The sound of his footsteps running on the stone pavement draws away, and when Kaim is sure he is gone, a smile slowly spreads across his face. Kaim knows exactly what's going to happen.
Only a heartless monster will walk out on the girl and the baby at that moment.
That's why Kaim told him, make sure you hold the baby first. Tobal never comes back.
This is one of the few times where that kind of phrase is actually a happy ending.
As the moon reaches its zenith and begins to dip toward the west, signs of light appear in the eastern sky. Kaim approaches the mountain pass on the edge of the town. He will be traveling alone.
Again, one of the few cases that this is probably a happy bout.
Heading up to the pass, he walks swiftly as if to shake off the sound of Tobal's voice remaining in his ears.
Big brother, Kaim, I'm sorry, big brother. I'm sorry.
He can imagine the voice all too clearly, and Tobal bowing his head in abject apology. There is no need for him to hear the actual voice.
It'd be interesting if this was before or after he had his own daughter. Well,
Long after he has left town,
daughter.
he will continue to see Tobal's worshipful smile in the eye of his mind. Tobal would not have provided much support as a traveling companion, but a journey together would likely have given them both much to laugh about. But never mind. This is just fine. Kaim tells himself and ups his pace even more.
This is mine.
Yep, this is fine. He is not the least bit resentful or angry at Tobal for having broken his promise. Quite the contrary, he would like to bless Tobal for having chosen to stay in his native place and protect his home. All the more so because this is a dream that can never come true for Kaim himself.
Or can it? I'm guessing this is...
A frigid wind tears through the pre-dawn pass. If the cries of a newborn baby could ride on that wind to be heard up here. Kaim chuckles at the thought. Will Tobal abandon his dream to leave his hometown, or will he start looking for another big brother who will help conceal his fear of going on the road alone? Kaim has no way to tell. Best to leave it unresolved. Mystery is part of it. Like York would say, life's fun because of the mysteries. Right, Zach? Anyway, Tobal could not take to the road the night this child was born. The hands with his child, his newborn baby, were useless for travel preparations. If only for that reason, he took one step toward becoming a grown-up.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Teo.
Let's go.
Kaim mutters to himself as he crosses over the pass. Look, Angela, he's smiling. The happy smile that Tobal fixes on this baby will be travel companion enough for Kaim until he reaches the next town.
You know, I kind of get it what they were going for the image, but Kaim took a hell of a gamble. For all he knew, Tobal would have become potentially a psychopath who would have murdered his family and his wife just to get a chance to travel and say, see, big bro, I don't have a burden anymore. I can go freely for myself.
I won't lie, given how tragic some of these stories
again, this
came
is not
out,
written by Yoko Taro, so of course.
I'll admit, given how tragic some of these stories have been, part of me was wondering if that's what was going to culminate. Like,
no, I get again. You have seen previous story event. Most of these with this kind of message try to go for the more wholesome side.
I'm glad they did for this one. Yeah.
No, well, I think, remember, Kaim spent a lot of time in this village getting to know Tobal since he was young. So I get the feeling Kaim knew very well what kind of person Tobal was, and he was certain that it wouldn't come to that.
Oh, no, that is true. I would also like to point out, however, but there's also the fact that the narration specifically mentioned how the city is specifically, one that doesn't actually know crime. So the idea of someone staining, this as in like a metaphorical serpent in the Garden of Eden probably would have been very symbolic, I guess.
I will say it would have been an interesting case to see someone who, well, like Tia said, is a psychopath or possibly even a sociopath who thinks they're doing a good and looks at it in a positive way, but obviously comes to the horror of Kaim and whatnot. And it would be insane if Kaim had to basically put his little brother out of his own misery at that point.
But just for the record, that doesn't mean I don't have a problem with this. This is perfectly fine. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like this is good, wholesome, and it does show them teaching a lesson that, hey, sometimes, even if your life feels boring, not only could it be worse, but sometimes what you have is a paradise compared to others, and you shouldn't just give it up, especially in quite possibly the worst possible fashion. That man was about to go out for milk, essentially.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody, tune in next time where we go to the cave.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.